Okay, we're back. So let's see where we finished off at. We got the gusset done and our hidden connectors. Now we're going to take the front and back panels that we finished. This is my front and this is my back. So pretty. Okay, so we're going to attach those to the gusset. I think I'm going to do the back first because it's a little bit heavier. Okay, and I've got my centers marked, and I'm going to change my foot to my zipper foot so that we can get around that piping. Okay, got that on. Oops. There we go. Okay, let me double check my seam allowance. And okay, we're going to start down here at the center, match up our centers, and then we're going to move up and around, and I'll clip into the gusset as we go around the curves. Okay. We'll get it across the bottom here first. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to bring this top bit up to the top edge up here. Just match it up. Then we'll work our way down and around. I meant to trim that down some. Let me do that really quick. Trim the tails from my hidden connectors down a little bit. Do the side too. There we go. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to match up. You see where our decorative piece is there? I'm going to bring this up. I want those to match. There we go. And we'll just ease this along in here. There we go. That looks good. Okay. So right here, we're going to put some snips in here so that this sits around that nicely. I think it's going to be okay though. Looks like it's already fitting pretty good. It could be the vinyl I chose. It's a little bit thinner, a little bit stretchier. Okay. I'm going to pull it down. Ease that around the curve there. I might even put a couple staples around the curves just to hold it. I don't want it to move any. Okay, do the same over here. Match up our tops. Okay, and see, I'm matching up the top pieces up here too, the trims. Let me double check and make sure I did that on the other side. Yep, matched up nicely. Okay. Come down here to this piece. Oh, excuse me. Okay, now we're going to trim into this bit of gusset here. Not too much, just a teeny bit. Because you don't want to go too much into the seam allowance that you're going to have there. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to trim this curve because that piping is really, staple, excuse me, because of the piping there. Okay, make sure I got some staples. Nope. Okay. So let's staple this curve a bit. And I'm going to go really close to the edge because I don't want to end up sewing over that staple. Would not be a good idea. Okay. Let's go do this side over here. One more. There we go. Okay. Keep that close because we're going to need it. Here we go. Start up here at the top. My screwdriver to help hold my pieces down. Be a little bit thick right in here. Okay, make sure you go slow around the curve so that you don't hit your staples if you've put any in there. Let's stay nice and tight to that piping. staples. I think I might have to do that part again. Yep. Okay. Let me check this because I think there's a spot I'm going to have to redo. Yep. See right here? I went off down here. It flipped. Hold on just a sec. Sorry, that was my husband calling. Okay. So I'm going to unstitch it right here and readjust so that I can catch that better. Let's see how far from here. Oops, wrong side. Right about there. Because the seam allowance is so tight right there, I don't, well, and you can see it from the other side, it has to be redone. I'm going to go down to about here. I might put a staple in there just to make sure it doesn't shift again right there. Let me double check the other areas that they're not, that they haven't shifted too badly. Yeah, see right there, I went like right off the edge. Okay. Okay, so shift that back down to where we want it and give it a little staple right there on the edge. Hold it. Double check the other ones. Okay, I think we're good here. Let me see. Excuse me. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let me get this sewn really quick and then we'll take these staples out. That's what it was, the purse feet are kind of. There we go. Got it. Double check. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Now I'm going to take my staples out. don't want to leave those in because you could cut yourself up when you're... Okay, I need to do it right there around the corner, just a little bit. That's better. Okay, let me double check. I'm going to go around that corner a little bit more. Looks pretty good. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Originally, I was going to do the, okay, I want to do that corner just a little bit more too. I was going to do the sienna clay around for the piping, but I ran out of sienna clay. So, I did the print instead, and I'm really, really happy with it. Okay. It's got a little bit closer around that curve. So I want it to be nice and crisp and snug. There we go. That's better. You see that? I'm really happy with that. Okay. Now let's do the, oops. Now we're going to do the front the same way. Going to match up our centers. Work our way around. I'm going to get my, trim that little bit there. Just so it lines up better. Get my trims lined up together. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to snip into the gusset to go around the curve there. Match up my decorative corners there. We'll slip into the gusset some here. Okay. I'll put some clips and then I'm going to staple after we get the other side situated. I'll do the other side the same way. our decorative pieces here. Work our way down. Make sure you match up these corner pieces too. Come on. There it is. Hang on. Hang on. We got it. We got it. We're good. Hold on tight there. Okay. We're going to trim into this gusset piece here, down here at the corner. And I'm not trimming very much because, like I said, my vinyl is a little bit stretchy and it's fitting really nice. So just to give me a little more give around that curve. Okay. Get our stapler and we will staple around those curves again, like we did on the other side. Remember, you want to go really close to the edge because you don't want to sew into the staples. Okay. Get this eased in a little bit better. Okay, that looks good. Let's do this side. There we go. Okay. One more just there. Let's try that again. There we go. And I'm going to do one down here at the bottom because this is where we had that issue earlier. Okay. Looks good. I'm going to drink water. Move that out of the way. Okay, we're doing the same seam allowance. Just make sure your little D-rings and everything are out of the way. We're getting there. All the squishing and poking, prodding. Let me get my hump jumper here. Going over that. There we go. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit trickier to see. That one looks pretty good. Let me get the staples out. And then I will turn it out and we'll see if we need to go any closer. Excuse me. Okay, turning it out. Okay, come on, there we go. Oh, that looks really good. That looks really good. Okay. Back is kind of heavy on there. Okay, just realized I didn't put any tape on my corner pieces. I'm going to do that really quick on my side pieces here so that when we go to fold it down, do this side and then we will get our lining going. Okay. Look how pretty that's gonna be. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. That looks good. Okay. Okay. going to do it one more time around. Turn it back out on this front side here. Could be just a little bit closer. I'm going to turn it right inside out again. I'm going to go around one more time. Okay, we want the front, because the back looks pretty good. Okay, make sure all the, there we go. Okay, let's try to get just a little bit closer. Okay, that's better. Yep. Yep. Okay. One minute, I'll just go a little bit on the back side here too. Oops. There we go. Okay, I think I feel better about that. Let's turn this out one last time. See how we did. Come on. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. So much better. Okay. So much tighter up against that piping. I'm glad I did that. There we go. Looks good. Okay, let's put that aside and we will get the lining going. Okay, here we go. We need our lining pieces here. I did an extra little pocket, which I'm going to put on. We've got our welt pocket and our main panels. I did option D because I want the recessed zipper on mine. Okay, that's our zipper panel. And we're going to do that, that, that. Okay, let's get this out of the way real quick. I just did some lines down the side. This is a 10 by 13 piece. And I'm going to fold it in like a 1/4 inch. So I drew a 1/2 inch line down each side. And put some tape. Just to hold it in place. And fold the sides in so that we don't have any raw edges and we don't have to sew it and then turn it out. I'm going to grab a couple of my woven tags to put in here. Let's see what we have here. Let's make new ones. No. I have to put these in my notebook. Not really the ones I'm going for. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I like this one. Create your piece. Oops. Like that one. And I'm going to put one on the zipper side too. So, how about celebrate your victories? Oh no. There we go. Natural beauty. A lot of time when I'm choosing, I like the same, but also I'm looking for something in the color range. What's that one? Your blooming. Okay. I think those are the ones I want to do in this bag. Okay, so done that. I'm just going to fold it up to the top here, and I'm going to stitch across the top just to hold it in place while we get the trim piece on. Oh, guess I should change my foot back. We might want a regular foot. Oh, my zipper foot fell off. Oh no. why it was giving me issues. Come on. There we go. Now, let's sew across the top there. This pocket's not in the pattern. Susan, the Kasaya's sister, she did this pocket, and I really liked it because, you know, you've got space for your pens and pencils too. Because this is kind of a tote bag size that you might use for work or school, or just because. I'm just checking I'm waiting for the vet to call. My babies had their teeth pulled last week. Had some teeth. Mindy had like 6, 7 teeth pulled in the back. And she's begging so hard for dry food because she prefers dry food to wet food. And she thinks we're starving her. So I'm waiting for the vet to call and let me know if I can go ahead and give them some. Lemon had her front baby teeth pulled out. And they told us that apparently when she was, before we got her, she was 2 years old. Apparently she had fractured her jaw at some point and then it healed. Oh, almost forgot my little, let's see. Let's put this one in over here. But anyway, before we got her, it just makes me so sad that somebody would have hurt her like that. Any babies. Okay, there we go. There's our pocket. And we're going to put it on the side that we're doing the welt pocket. So I have a overlay that I'm going to use for the zipper side. And this is our welt pocket piece. Okay. So I'm just going to mark the center here. Get my centers marked, top and bottom. Go ahead and mark the other one as well so that we'll be ready for it. Okay. Put this aside. And this is our lining. Okay, what we're going to do is take this welt pocket piece, or facing piece, excuse me. And I'm just going to mark the center a little bit so I know where my center is. Okay. And I'm going to get my ruler. And we're going to measure down. Let me double check that. Whoops. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the center mark. And place that right about there. Okay. And then we're going to sew around and get a couple of these clips here. See if I can kind of hold it in place. There we go. Now we're going to sew around this box that I've drawn on here. Throwing all my clips on the floor. Okay. Got that done. And then we're going to cut the center of this. Because we're going to turn it to the other side. Okay. And we're going to cut into those corners without cutting the stitching. Do the same down here. Okay. Now before I turn that, I'm going to take my pocket here and I'll place it just below that, facing there. I'm just using that as my guide. Okay. Make sure I have it centered. Yep. Looks good. I'm going to put a piece of tape across the bottom here to hold it for me so it doesn't shift around while I'm trying to sew it down. Like I said, this part's not in the pattern. Okay, I'm going to sew down, across the bottom, and back up. Let me check my bobbin really quick. We're good. And then I'm going to separate it into a couple of smaller pockets. looks good. Okay, so I'm going to separate it. Let's see. Use my dry air erase pen here. There. And there. Okay. Then we've got a couple pin slots. Let's do the other one. Okay, there we go. We got our pin slots. Now we're going to turn this out. I'm going to put some more tape because this is not going to stay down very well. So I'm going to try some tape and see if that will help when I turn it out. Okay, so we're going to turn this out into the inside here. Okay, and I'm going to use the tape to hold it down, to hold it in place. Okay. No, don't stick to that. There we go. A few clips here, just to hold it a little bit more. And we're going to do this side. And this welt pocket, you look at it and you're like, oh, that looks hard. It's not really. And there are, when you buy the pattern, there are free tutorials on how to do a welt pocket. If you need more instruction on this. Okay. Okay, let's put, that looks good. I'm gonna put some tape on these end pieces too, just to hold them down. There we go. Now we're going to take the welt trim piece. Okay, the welt trim. And we're going to fold it in half. hold on. Put some tape in here. And we're going to fold this in half, wrong sides together. Just matching up your edges. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to place it in our welt window, I guess you could call. And it's going to go on the bottom here, across the bottom there, with the folded side up. Okay. And it should match the length of this. And I'm just matching up the raw edge down there, along the raw edge. Let's see how it looks from the other side, because it might need to come up some. Yes. I'm going to pull mine up some. Just along there. There we go. Just along there. You might need to play with it a little bit to just, get it to lay where you want it to lay. Because you want it kind of in that window. And we're going to move these clips out of the way so we can see what we're doing. Okay, see? That side needs to come up just a bit. Okay, it's going to be like that. So it's kind of a hidden pocket. Okay, we're going to take our lining pocket piece, put some tape across these shorter ends, and then this is going to go in like we would do our zipper. Our zipper piece, our zipper overlay piece. Okay, we're going to take the tape backing off. We're going to match it up with that facing piece across the bottom there. Okay, now what we're going to do here from this side is we're going to sew just across the bottom of this welt piece from one end to the other. Okay, and I'm going to leave my tails long so that we can tie them off. Okay. Okay, and we should have caught all of that. Let me double check. Did I catch? Yes. Look under here. Yes. And you can do another stitch if you want to, but it should be good. Okay, I'm going to tie those off. I'll pull that one out. Just one more. And then we will take our lining piece and fold it down, just like when we're doing the zipper overlay, which I'll show you in a minute. Let's get this one done. There we go. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to remove the tape from the other end, the tape backing from the other end. And we will place it up here on the, matching these top lining pieces, the welt facing. Like that. And then we're going to start in the corner, right here where we ended. And then we're going to go up and around. Leave my tails long again. Okay, and make sure you're not sewing on the welt piece. Pull it up out of the way if you need to. Okay. And we're going to tie these off, just like we did on the other end. And we'll close up the pocket. And then we'll move on to the zipper pocket side, which I'm doing an overlay on that side. So, and what I did for the overlay piece, I just used the welt facing pattern piece and cut a pocket facing, a zipper pocket overlay. There we go. It's just a slip pocket. And then we've got these other two pockets. Okay, so I'm going to close up the sides. Let me check my bobbin because I think it needs to be, oh, we've got enough to close up the sides. And then we'll change the bobbin before we do the other part. Okay, pull that off. The tape that I had put there. I don't need that now. Do this side. So this side closed. There we go. Okay, that side is done. Oh, looks really pretty. Okay, I'll change my bobbin. And then we'll do the zipper overlay piece. Okay. Bring the other pieces over here. Okay, finish trimming this. Where's my zipper? There it is. Okay. This is going to go in there. Okay. So we're going to do the same as we did with the front or the welt pocket, except I'm going to put tape to hold it down, which is going to be so much easier after I place it. Okay, so we want it down the same. There we go. Move this side, the bottom here. Just let it kind of lay naturally. And you got your end pieces. Okay, and I'm going to take my tag and slip it in just about there. Okay, and we're going to sew around the whole outside, which I'll leave my tails long so that we can pull them through. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's get that just a little bit closer. There we go. Ooh, almost lost it. Just a teeny bit closer. Okay, pull the strings to the back and tie them off. Still haven't heard from the vet yet. And poor babies, they keep begging, like I'm starving them to death. Okay, now we're going to cut out this center piece. What I do is I start the cut and then I go, make sure you go up under your overlay so that you don't cut into it. Okay, then we're going to flip it over and we're just cutting the lining away. Don't cut into your overlay. I probably should have cut the opening for this a little bit smaller. But like I said, I was going from the welt piece, but I think we'll be okay. So we're going to center that in there. Yep. Okay. So let's do that real quick. And we want the zipper going to the left. And I'm going to take off just the tape on the bottom piece here first. And we'll put this in here. Gently lay it down there. Remove the tape from the other side. And just let it kind of fall into place so that it's centered. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to sew, oops, okay. Hold on a sec, I'll be right back. I'm going to take a lunch break. I'll be right back. Okay, I had a quick lunch. Okay, now what we're going to do is take our other pocket lining piece. We'll put some tape at the top and the bottom of these pieces, the narrow ends, the shorter ends I should say. And we're going to do the same thing like we did with the welt pocket. And we're going to take the backing off one end and we're going to line it up along the bottom of the zipper there. Okay, and when you look at it from this side, it's taped down here, pockets up out of the way, and we're just going to stitch along the bottom. We'll leave our tails long. So that we can tie them off. Okay, see we've sewn across the bottom of our zipper there. Tie these off. And then we'll bring the other end of the pocket lining down and matched up to the top of the zipper. And we'll sew around it like we did on the welt pocket. Okay, fold that down. Looks good. Remove the tape backing. And line it up to the top there of our zipper. Okay, now we're going to put the needle down where we left off on the end over here. Okay, and we're going to go up and around. And hopefully end in the, there we go, in the hole we started. Pull our threads through and tie them off. And then we'll close up the pocket, and I'll cut back the zipper tape because we don't need all that. I cut it a little bit longer than what I needed just to make sure I had enough. When I make this, which I'm sure I'll make this bag again, I'm going to cut the opening of the zipper overlay piece a little bit narrower. I should have double checked that. I thought it was the the zipper overlay, not even paying attention that it was the welt facing. But it looks good. Okay, let's close up the sides here. And then I will trim back that zipper some. And we are almost done. We got to do the zipper panel, the reset the zipper. Make sure you singe the edges of your zipper again since you cut them. There we go. That's it. That's it for now. Now let's do the zipper panel. My long zipper. Okay, I've already marked these and put tape on them. Okay, what we're going to do first is down here on this end, pull it apart, and I'm going to do a 90-degree turn. Okay, I'm just going to pinch it and pull it up to the side here. Come on. There we go. I'm going to get a pin, hold it in place. And then we'll pinch the other side and pull it up. So we've got our 90-degree turns there. Okay. Another pin. Hold it in place. And we're going to stitch that down. Just a few stitches to hold it. At the 90-degree. Once we sew it into the zipper panel, then that will hold it also. And I'm also going to singe the edges a little bit. Kind of melt it together. Just to help hold it all. There we go. We've got our 90-degree. Okay, now we're going to take our zipper panel pieces and fold up the edges. There are lines, measurements on the pattern piece to tell you where to, make a mark so that you can fold these up. I'm going to do it on all my pieces here. When I first saw this pattern, I was like, oh, that's kind of scary and intimidating, but it's not bad at all. Go slow, take your time if you have to take a break in between. No problem. Okay, now we're going to put some tape. I'm just going to put it on my final pieces. Oops. Almost lost the zipper. Okay, and we're going to peel the backing off. And we're going to put our zipper just below that fold there. Okay. And we're just gently, that 90-degree, the teeth there, we're going to put just at the end of that fold. And then gently lay this down. Then I'm going to take a lining piece and we're going to sandwich it. With our, sandwich the zipper in between. And then I'm just going to clip this along. And then if the bottoms don't match up where you folded them, you can untape and refold it. Okay. And we're going to do our, let's see what kind of seam allowance we got here. Okay. I'm going to unzip my zipper a little bit so we can get up in there. Okay, I did roughly a 3/8 inch seam allowance. We're going to fold that to the back, matching up our raw edges here. And then we're going to top stitch. All the way around. Okay, I'm going to start on the raw edge over here. Get these together so I can use it to gently pull. Okay. I'm going to gently pull the zipper. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to gently pull those pieces away from each other. Just so that the there we go. So we get a nice even, so that you don't have any of the lining accidentally folding up into the zipper. Okay, so let's do that on the other side. Remove our tape backing here. And we're going to line it up, kind of using the other side. And matching up, which the teeth should come just below this, the edge of this fold here. Okay. Okay, we'll do the same thing with the lining piece. And sandwich the teeth in between there. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to do like a 3/8 inch. I'm going to move my zipper down out of the way so that it lays flatter. Okay, zip that back up so we can get it lined up good. I'm going to stitch along the bottom here because I don't want to lose my zipper in the middle of all this. That wouldn't be good. Okay, we're going to do the same thing and fold our pieces back to meet the raw edges. And then we'll do the same thing, and we'll start on the raw edge side and baste those together. And then we'll finish sewing around the top, stitching around the rest of the zipper. Okay. There we go. Looks good. There's our zipper panel. I'm going to fold it in half, and we're going to mark the centers on each side. Okay, got those marked. Now we're going to take, let's do the back zipper part first. We're going to match up our centers because I want my zipper going to the left, and I want my zipper pocket on the back. Okay. Just ease it around that curve there. Okay, now I'm going to take my facing piece, my lining, contrast lining, which I've marked. I'll put some tape on that first. Just above that mark, that's the drop down lining mark. And I want to make sure I've got some tape up there so that when we fold that down, and I'm going to mark the center of this. Just little teeny tiny snips so that we can find our centers. This helps when you're putting everything together. Okay, now we're going to put them together, right sides, mark our center, or matching our centers, excuse me. And then we're going to ease this around the curve here. The other option is you could do magnetic snaps instead of the recessed zipper. I like the zipper option. I guess if you're just using it just as a tote bag kind of thing, you might want the just more open, like a tote bag would be. Okay. Now we're going to sew that at our seam allowance. You shouldn't have to snip this any because it's a gentle curve, so there we go. Okay, and now we're going to fold that up with the seam allowance. We're going to fold up the zipper also, and the seam allowance is going to go down towards the bottom. And we're going to stitch along the lining there. There we go. Looks good. Now we're going to do the same on the other side. Take our other piece and we're going to match up our centers. Then we're going to take our top lining piece and do the same, match up our centers and just gently ease it around. Make sure your zipper tail is out of the way. Okay. And same seam allowance as we did on the other side. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to fold the zipper up out of the way, and we're going to top stitch along the lining. Looks good. Trim this piece just a teeny bit. Okay, now we've got that done. Okay, make sure none of the pockets are attached incorrectly. And we're going to clip down the sides and the bottom. Tuck my zipper down. My zipper up out of the way. Okay, we're going to match up our side pieces there. Okay, we're going to go down here. And we're going to start and stop at our seam allowance that's listed in the pattern. Okay. So we're going to start at the seam allowance, then we're going to increase it, and then finish at the seam allowance, is what I'm understanding. Begin and end with seam allowance. The rest of the piece, okay. And then the bottom will be the larger, the 3/8. We're going to start at a 1/4 inch. We're going to start at a 1/4 inch and then increase it to 3/8 inch and then finish back off at a 1/4 inch. Okay? So I'm going to go to a 1/4 inch to this point right here where the trim ends. Then I'm going to increase it to 3/8. And then when I get to about an inch, inch and a half, then I'm going to go back to the 1/4 inch. Okay, well, we'll do the same on the other side. We will start at a 1/4 inch. And then increase to 3/8. And when I get to the bottom of this trim here, I'm going to decrease it back down to 1/4 inch. And there we go. Okay. Let me show you how we did that. See, started at a 1/4, then I increased it, and then I ended at a 1/4. Okay, now the bottom because this is a drop-in lining, so we don't have to leave the bottom open. We're doing the bottom at a 3/8 inch as well as the corner box areas. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to unzip my zipper so that I can get down in here. And we're going to box these corners here. Open up the seam on both of them, the bottom and the side. Come on. Okay. And we will box that 3/8 inch. Now we will do the other side. Same. Come on. You could always just nest them together. You don't have to open the seams. Okay, we've got that done. Now all we have to do is fold in our drop-in part. Fold this down. You might need to put some clips depending on your tape and your vinyl and all that. Butterfly that open. Especially here on these edges here. Might be a good idea to put a clip there. Just to hold it down. There we go. A couple clips just to hold it. Okay, now let's get our outside piece here. And get this folded down. Okay, before I do that, I'm going to have to snip into this little V area here just a little bit so that we can have so that it will fold down nicely. Okay, see, I just clipped it a little bit. So that you've got room for it to spread when you fold it down. Okay, where did I start? From here. Okay, let's do. Okay, we're going to fold down to that line that we made, which should be at the top of your interfacing. Clip there. And I'm just folding the seams open. And then I will put a clip there to hold it. Oh, come on. The backing's being difficult. There we go. Got it. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just folding the top edge down. Butterfly, opening my seams. One more, and then we can put them together. Okay, I think I got it all. Yep. Okay, we're going to put them together. I want my zipper on the back side. My zipper pocket, that is. Okay. And let's see if I can match up any of my, there they are. Matching up my centers that I had clipped earlier. And I'm going to be stitching this from the inside, maybe. We'll see. If it'll be easier to do it that way. Almost done. Oh, that hurt. Okay. It's broken. Match up this down here. Okay, got it all clipped in. Let's see which is going to be easier. Now, I think I'm going to be sewing from the outside. Let me flip my clips around here. Just so they'll be easier to pull off as I go. Just make sure you keep your zipper pressed down up out of the way as you go. I'm going to check my bobbin really quick. Make sure that I have enough, which I'm pretty sure I do. But I'll check anyway. Piping looks really good on here. As you go around, make sure you move your connectors out of the way and your zipper. See, we're going to press the zipper down out of the way. Yeah, we're good. And I'm going to get my hump jumper because I might need it for those thick spots. Okay. Press my zipper panel down out of the way. I'm going to start back here. Oh, put the zipper down out of the way too. And I'm going to start back here behind my flap where it folds over. Okay, like I said, just make sure you go around and your zipper is pushed down out of the way. scared me. Okay. Okay, almost done here. Okay, go back and check that one spot that scared me. Okay, it's okay. I don't know why it did that, but it scared me. Okay, looks good. Look at that pretty top stitching. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, that looks good. Okay, now what I need to do is put the buckle on. Because we're going to have a buckle right there. Let me see if I can find the piece that marks it. Okay. Let me see. Maybe the measurement's in here. Probably is. Did that. Okay, there it is. Let's see. I need to measure up. Okay, let's see. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to unthread it here. I need to measure. Oh, look, I was like, what? Okay. So, right there. For the buckle hole. So I'm going to get my buckle out and we will see. And one of the reasons I chose these can't think what they are, strap connectors, because they have the gunmetal and the rose gold, because I didn't have a gunmetal or a rose gold buckle. Let's see, and that's going to end up landing about there. Okay, that's going to hit that a little bit. So I think I'm going to move my hole up just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to fit right there. And we can have two holes if we want. Okay, so let's punch our hole. Okay, and we will feed our buckle in. See how it's flopping down here? Feed that in through the top. Take the little protector piece off. Slide this up. Put that little latch thingy through the hole. And then feed it back down. There we go. And then into the slot. It's still a little bit low. I think I'm going to put one more hole in right there. Because when you put this in here, it hits. You know, it hits the, I leave it kind of up like that. So I'm going to mark one more hole. Right there. Let's see how far apart those are. Okay. So we want to go, yep, right there. Right where I marked it. Okay. Let's pull this out. And punch that other hole. And I'm going to punch the one below it too, so it looks like we've got a little belt buckle thing going on. Here we go. Now we'll put it up through that hole, because it depends on your buckle that you have. There we go. Perfect. That looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay, and here you can put, let's see if I have one. Ooh, let's see, yes. Let's see if I have a, yes I do. And I have a gunmetal strap end to go in here. Where's my, get my, there we go. Okay, let's clean up this bit a little bit, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. See if I have any more. What do you think? That goes on there, and then we need 3/4 inch ones to go up here on our handles. I'll have to decide on that. Let me do this off camera, and I will be right back. Hold on just a sec. Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Okay. So put this one back in here. Let me see if I have any of the 3/4 inch. Let's see. What did I do with them? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, I got zip ends. I've got, oh, I might have to order some. Oh, wait. There we go. There they are. Okay. I have some. A 3/4 inch to go on my straps. Okay. So first off, on this piece here, I'm going to lay this down so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And line it up, and then I'm going to take my stiletto and I'm just going to poke a little bit of a hole there. On each one to kind of get it started. I'm going to take our screwdriver and our screws. And just screw it in. Okay. And the other screw. There we go. There we go. That looks good. Okay, now, get that out of the way. Now we need to decide, do we want rose gold or do we want gunmetal on these pieces? Okay, I want these to go in this way. Because we're going to rivet those on. Like so. And then we'll put I'm going to get one out so I can decide. But I'll show you this. But we are done. I'm just going to clip it on and then I'll put these on in a minute. Let's see how that looks. I probably think yep, I think the gunmetal is going to win on this one. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a sec so I can get this attached and then I'll show you the finished project. Okay, we're finished. Oh, that was a long one, but it was worth it. This is the Rachelle by Shamballa. Isn't she cute? I put butterfly zipper on the back. The print is the Amber Blossoms from Tulip Bee. This brown is the Sienna Clay from Mormino. My hardware strap connectors are from Sew Yours, as well as my strap ends, and I put rose gold rivets, and then I did the gunmetal strap ends. Okay, and then on the end, I've got the little hidden connector, which I still got to make my crossbody strap. And inside we have a zip pocket with an overlay, and then we have the welt pocket, and then I added this pocket on the front with a couple pin pockets. But that's her, and she is gorgeous. Totally in love. You know how you get one of those ideas in your head of different materials that need to go together? This was in my head. And now it's out. My buckle I got from Saya Swag. Thread is from Saya Swag. But she turned out so pretty. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to go make my crossbody strap. And I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye.